Today I am doing a shakedown hike on Erie, I think that's how you say it, National Forest in North Carolina. I am at the southern terminus trailhead and I'm gonna be hiking roughly about 10 miles out. This whole trail is actually 28.3 miles, but I'm just doing half of it and turning right back around since I drove myself here. Like I said, I'm doing a shakedown hike to ensure that my gear is working, and I'll let you know how everything works. Let's get started. So as you can see, this trail is surprisingly marked by white places, so that is something that I'm gonna get used to. I am about a mile and a half into my hike. I've been hiking for about 40 minutes or so, and this is what this national forest looks like. A lot of ups and downs, no real lookouts or views. So hopefully once I hike a little bit longer, I'll be able to find something nice to look at. The markers became now white diamonds marking the trail, and we have a caution sign here. Doesn't really tell me what to be cautious about, but we will continue on the trail. Here's an intersection. I've done the Dutchman's Creek Trail before. It's actually really pretty much a lot like it is here. As you can see, I've gone about 2 miles. That's where I came from, North Carolina 24, Highway 2427. Yeah, the trail's pretty much like this. Like I mentioned before, lots of ups and downs with no real overlooks. It's getting hotter as I continue to hike, so I might be stopping here shortly to take off my fleece and drink a little bit of water because I'm starting to sweat a little, and it's only, I believe, like 8:30, 9 o'clock. I have to look and let you all know, but yeah, moving along. Hey there. So I've been hiking for about 2 hours now. I've gone 4.5 miles, and I'm stopping to have a snack because I am kind of hungry. Before I left my house, I had an apple and some coffee, and that was good, but now I'm starting to get the, hunger is creeping up. So before I get ravenous, I'm gonna eat, and also just to keep my energy up because I still have another 5.5 miles to go to do my 10 miles that I want to do. Like I said, this trail is 28.5 miles long. However, since it's just a shakedown just to see how my gear is working, I'm gonna do just 10 out and then 10 back. Once I do that, and if I have any issues, I will let you guys know. What am I having for snack? I am gonna have some mixed nuts that I packed away and some banana chips. waterfall. This creek is pretty. I'm hoping to find a campsite close to the creek, but not too close because I don't want condensation in my tent. But this is nice. I feel like I'm in like a fairy forest. And it's very muddy because it rained a lot yesterday. A thunderstorms came through last night. Yesterday morning actually. And it's kind of wet, but not too bad. Nothing I can't handle. This is totally random. It's like a single leaf growing out of the moss. Huh, that's pretty cool. It's actually pointing the way, like go that way. Interesting. Creek is right back there. It's a really nice spot for me to sit up. And I am thinking about stopping here. Because one, I want to listen to my body and I don't want to hurt myself. I don't think I'm gonna find such a nice spot to camp, so I think I'm gonna stay here tonight. It is early, so I need to figure out what to do with myself, but perhaps I can take a little bit of video on my gear and I can share it with you all when I do my gear video. So I will set up and probably take a little bit more video of the area and show you where I'm at. All right, I'll see you in a bit. Here's my tent all set and ready to go. This is a pretty flat area, so I think it's set out pretty good. I mean, I want to say this is the third time I set up my tent, and I'll tell you what, the more I set it up, the easier it gets and the better I get at it. I mean, it still looks a little wonky. Is that how you say it? Wonky. But overall, looks pretty good. Let's put stuff inside. I'm inside my tent. I set up my sleeping bag with my sleeping pad. I have my bakabla. I think that's how you say it correctly, because I have a quilt to keep my head warm. And here's my clothing bag, electronics bags back there, and then my food bag right here that I'm about to make some dinner because I am kind of hungry after that hike today. Hello again. I am laying down right now, just relaxing. I finished my dinner. It was pretty good for instant side dishes that I bought fairly cheap. I'm just going to just relax, do a little bit of reflection on my day and see what worked and did not work for me with my gear. I am going to do a video talking about my gear coming soon, so stay tuned for that. But until then, I'm going to sign off because like I said, I'm going to do a little bit of reflection. And if I hear anything weird or interesting tonight, I'll go ahead and record it for you to listen. So far, I haven't seen any wildlife at all. I mean, not even a bird today. So I feel fairly safe out here. Besides that, I will see you all in the morning. combination instant breakfast and coffee. Cannot wait. Can't really see me, but cheers. So I'm about 4 miles to the car. So I'm about to have a little snack too. It's like I said, I've been hiking for 3 miles now, and it gives me a chance to tell you a little bit of what I think so far about the shakedown. So yesterday I stopped 7 miles into my hike and I came upon this really awesome campground, and I decided to stay. One, because my feet were getting a little sore and I didn't really want to push myself. I don't want to hurt myself before I start my actual hike. And hikers always say you need to listen to your body, so I did. And I'm proud because I'm the type of person that just wants to keep going and going and going. So yay, pat on the back. So that's good. Besides that, I got to set up my gear and play around with my gear a little bit. I did a different shakedown hike a couple weeks ago, and with this one I was hoping to solve some of the issues that I was having, which is getting cold at night. And honestly, I stay fairly warm per se, but I did get chilly at certain points in the night, especially my feet. My feet got really, really cold. I switched socks, like thicker wool socks, and that just did not do the trick for me. Um, I don't know if because there's a lot of room between my feet and the toe box in my quilt, and there's a lot of dead space, so air is there. I'm not quite sure. I'm 5'1", so, and the quilt that I got is just a regular. I should have gotten a short, hand side 2020, but besides that, I realized that I really don't need my pillow because it was giving me neck pain. So what I did last night, I alternated between my clothes bag where I keep my clothing and my puffy jacket, and that seemed to work. So I think I'm gonna get rid of the pillow when I start my hike. Besides that, just everything else seems to work fairly well. I set up my tent with no issues. I use my stove. I am going to be using a stove on my through hike. Made dinner, made some coffee this morning. I show you a little bit of that before I started talking. And everything seemed to be okay. Now, the only thing that I have not really tried is my wet weather gear, because I have not done any hikes in the rain yet. So I'm sure come spring it's going to be raining like crazy on the trail, and it will be put to the test. So overall, I think that this shakedown was a success. More to follow once I finish and I get to my car, and I'll give you my final thoughts on that. So I'm gonna have a snack and I'm gonna go ahead and continue climbing. I don't know if you can see it, but the markers just keep going up and up and up, and this video is not doing it any justice. So good training overall for the AT. So not too bad. Finally made it back. That's where it started. The map I showed you yesterday. And that's the trail. Back in my car, and here are my final thoughts about my little shakedown. Number one, I need to do something about my feet. They were cold during this trip and the trip that I did before that. And honestly, this is not the first time. I've done camping before and other backpacking trips. And my feet are always cold, so I need to figure out what to do with that. Two, I need to get rid of my pillow. It's unnecessary. I really don't need it. Three, it kind of sucked going up and down all those hills. I guess it's good training because I know the AT has a lot of PUDs. That's what they're called, pointless ups and downs. And this was a really good training. I did 7 miles yesterday, 7 miles today. Yesterday at mile 7, I stopped because I found a really good campground and my feet were really hurting. More on that on a different video when I talk about my previous injuries. And today, they're a little sore, but they're not hurting like they were hurting yesterday, so that's a plus. And number 3, since I said it kind of sucked, not kind of sucked, it sucked, I have to ask the question, can I do this for 5-6 months straight? Can I have cold feet? Can I have broken sleep? Can I have aching feet? Can I have aching back? Can I do this every day? And you know what? I asked myself this question yesterday evening while I was doing, some self-reflecting about, what's going on. And without hesitation, the answer was yes, 100%. So despite the cold and the heat and the aches, I am going to do this. So that wraps up my shakedown video. If you like what you saw, please subscribe. And until next video, thanks for watching. Bye.